that you get to check it out next year in person. We want to transition real quick, though, because we have Kenneth Meade, who is an author, and he's been going to DragonCon for many years, I believe, and just wrote a book set at DragonCon, and it's called Something Wicked. So let's talk about your book. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. You know, how long have you been coming to DragonCon?
Since 2008. That was my first trip. I came just on the Friday and was hooked right away, and I've come every year since, even when they didn't have it.
So, yeah, in 2020, we were all virtual, right?
Sure.
And it was still a ton of fun.
Exactly.
What are your fandoms? What do you like to do?
Too many to list. I don't know how much time we have. I'm a big fan of Stranger Things. We're seeing a lot of stuff about that at DragonCon. Yeah. That's great.
And season 4 just had a big season with that. Yeah.
Great season. I really enjoyed that. Big Rick and Morty fan. You see a lot of that here at DragonCon. Firefly, Star Wars.
Yes.
Let's just go on and on. We just look around here and we see more and more to talk about. But
well, you got your book, right? And your book is, set here at DragonCon, and I think that this is really cool. How did this come about? Did you want to write the book set at DragonCon, or how did the idea from the book come around?
So oddly, it actually came around about 4 or 5 years ago at a DragonCon. I was sitting on a Thursday and seeing all the people come into town ready for the convention, all the fans and
got that people watching going, right?
People watcher,
yes.
Yeah, people watcher. And it reminded me of the another inspiration for the book, Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury.
Yes.
There's a scene where the train comes into the small town and they set up the carnival and these kids sneak out at night to watch it. So all at once, those ideas just started, rolling around together.
That is so cool.
The idea was born. So
wow. And I see I see it hiding behind the book here. Yeah. You have a ribbon for your book there, and it actually says Something Wicked. I don't know if we can see this on the camera there. Yeah, there we go. It's Something Wicked. You clearly know, I would guess, after being here for so long, DragonCon pretty well, all that people watching. Can you tell me what this book is about? I mean, so at first, how much is DragonCon TV featured in your book? Because I would figure we have you here. You featured us pretty heavily, right?
Yeah, it's the majority of the book.
Actually. Of course.
You're the star. No.
Thank you. Finally, someone has listened. Yes.
Maybe in the sequel, actually.
In the sequel.
No,
all right. Something Wicked, live.
Right.
Live. There we go.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So what's your book about?
So the book is about, really that experience of being at a DragonCon. It comes from that energy mixed with, a suspense thriller story. So,
cool.
The idea is a science fiction author is drawn to a DragonCon, taken out of his normal everyday life, and he right away sees some very extraordinary things, even by DragonCon standards. And he ends up choosing or having to choose between helping people being manipulated by a con artist and maybe not getting too involved in himself, so he doesn't get too entangled in it.
Interesting. Yeah. I saw. Another version of the sequel, Something Wicked, could just be waiting in the lines for the vendors. Right. I mean, Something Wicked. You could have a whole series. You could have. I see. So much going on. This sounds really interesting.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm really excited. I'm actually going to reach on over here and grab my badge. I'm stealing this.
Yeah, go for it.
This is going to be my new little badge art here, because this is a really cool book, and I'm.
Thank you so much.
I didn't really ask you if I could, but I'm just
That's
stealing that for me. Yeah. So what influenced you to write this book? I know you talked a little bit about Ray Bradbury, and it has a similar title. Is this your first book?
It is not. This I have one other novel out and 2 other collections of short stories also published.
Okay. So what are those called?
The novel is called Dr. Wallow, Designation 8.
Okay.
And the 2 short story collections, one is The Whole of Bristol, Volume 1, and the other is Yellow 5 and Other Stories.
Okay.
All of them, including this book. The easy way to find them is my website.
Okay.
Yep. KennethMeade.com, also pretty easy to remember. I think
so KennethMeade.com.
Correct.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. And I want to say thank you. This is great to have you here.
Thank you.
What are you doing next? Obviously, you said we've already established at least 2 sequels.
Right.
What are you doing next?
I'm right in the throes of finishing another story.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can in a year have another one out, and then another one the next year, and the next year, and the next year.
That is great. Thank you so much for coming out. I hope the sales for the book are amazing. I hope people love it, and I'm going to have to check it out and read it myself.
Thank you so much.
I really look forward to it. Have a great con.
We'll do.
And we'll see you next year promoting your next book about Dragon Con TV. We're going to actually go ahead and transition here. Thank you for joining us. We've got a great feature on the night fight, specifically talking about fight theory, nightly combat. I got a chance to go and check out a little of what was happening here at the Hyatt International Ballroom South. Let's take a look.